It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
you anticipate surprise. You'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Okay, hey guys. Hey everybody, welcome to Mad Labs, the full-time edition. I don't even know, I couldn't think of what to call it. It's basically, I will be going through the process of making a thing tonight. Kind of from start to finish. I kind of prepared some of the steps so that we could kind of fast forward, because in the time I already took preparing for this show, it was already like more than an hour. So it's the last show before a holiday weekend, and I'm hoping that you guys see some of what we do tonight and get a little inspired to maybe make a thing. over this holiday weekend. You could make something for the picnic. You could make something for a table. You could make a decoration. You could make a party festive thing. You could make something out of the body parts that are suddenly dropping from the skies after all of the explosions. I mean, you've got to get creative with the things that are happening. Hey, Sally. Hey, Sir David Percival. And hello, Victoria Nunenbog. It's so good to see everybody out. Hey, Fantasy Palette and Evelyn Evermore. See the power of school. I can do that. So, yeah, let's talk about this. So right now, I have a lot of little projects. I just knocked out, starting in May, huge, massive mug order, which you guys know. And I kind of sat there and worked on the mugs through many shows. Then a large coin engraved order. And then another one. They liked the first ones so much they wanted another larger set, deluxe version 2.0, and that took another week and a half. So yeah, I'm kind of caught up. Things take time, which is really just kind of annoying. I wish I could be doing all of the things, and I've got some other ideas of things that so I've got this. I did this vending at Abs Fest this year. I mentioned it a little bit. We kind of talked about it. And I spruced up the table, and I have a picture somewhere, which is not handy. I'd have to kind of click it. I didn't prepare that picture, but nice tablecloth, like pegboards and things to hang the stickers on. And it looked really fancy. And then maybe a week ago, I'm sitting there because I sketch in a notebook a lot of times. And I came up with this brilliant freaking idea. You ready? Okay, you ready? All right. My booth will be one giant cranky. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so the booth, right? You got I put pegs here on either side of this big table thing. And then I'll have a big sign above the booth. And then each one of the poles on either side of the booth are going to have like little handles that you can turn, and the sign will change. It'll basically be a giant cranky, an interactive booth. I will make millions. Okay, I've only just begun to try and figure out how to make that happen. Right? Dramatic zoom. I haven't figured out how to fix that function in this camera. Oh, so let's see. I'm kind of scrolling back up with the bandsaws, belt sanders, heat clamps, vice grips. These are all really wonderful things. I like those. I just got a laser and some cutters, but now I'm thinking I could reach out to some people who have 3D printers. If only I knew people who had 3D printers, because that's where I've drawn the line. No 3D printers. I don't know why. Like, I had to make this imaginary line that said no tequila, and I made this imaginary line because if I could say no to tequila, then I'm not an alcoholic. If I can pick one beverage and just like me, oh no, I don't drink tequila, that means I'm not like a complete drunk. See, because I can say no to something. But like, I think that's kind of the same rule in my head that I have going for 3D printers. If I say no 3D printers, then I don't have a problem. Makes sense to me. So yeah, we got some brainstorming ideas, digital crafting at its finest. Oh yes, that can be trouble. Always take a break and work on another thing. I'm not sure what I want to say Destinat. I don't know. Might be a sestina. I don't know what a sestina is. I will maybe need to hear more. And I've been missing so much the Daytime Crafting Show. I miss them all so much. Oh, so much. Oh, man. resin or FDM? I want to say neither. I won't do either. I know I miss you guys too. So before I get all maudlin about the things I'm missing in the daytime show region, I want to tell you a little bit about my process and how there are so many different tools that I use to make a thing, a simple thing. So for what I need printed, I'm going to have to kind of sketch out. That's a good question there, Sir David Percival. Let me work it. Let me work it a little bit. And yes, stupid live or live. This is not live. No, this is live. This is straight up live. So all of my gorgeous errors. Alrighty. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share a thing. I'm gonna share a thing. And I'm gonna add it to the stage. All right. Step one. For me as a maker who has a lot of projects, I am a nerd. And I have decided to create a project board for all of my little projects that are failed and in progress. So this way I can keep track of all the different states of the things. You know, there's prototyping, there's the initial proposal where I make all the notes of what someone is asking for. Screenshots of like things that they were like, yeah, that's awesome, I love that. And you know, here you can kind of see some of the done projects and the money coins and you know, so I forgot that was another big project that I had. So for this project, and you met her, Jenny Davies Razor, Jenny Davies Razor, sent me a sketch. Right? She sent me a sketch. And she's like, can you make these out of wood? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So she spent this time and really just worked on the sketch. And she's got it. She's got the notes that she wanted me to have and some of her thoughts. And I have a whole breaking down of all of our conversations back and forth. And then I have my notes, right, save. Then I have my notes that I've made to kind of simplify it a little bit. All right. So now I have a sketch. That's freaking awesome. So what do I do with this? Okay. Let's say I made the sketch. Well, I had her take a picture of it. And unfortunately it wasn't really that high res. It's like, oh, sorry, what software is that? That was a software called Trello, Trello. And it's free. You know, I kind of Googled free project management software. So let's go with that. And then, so then I got this photo of her artwork, and it was really, really crappy resolution. I had her take another photo that made it as high res as possible because I can't really do anything with it unless it's a higher res. So, okay, now what do I do with it? I want to make a thing. I want to make it so that my laser can cut it out, right? You know, just make it so that unfortunately there we go. Make it so that my laser can cut it, which means it has to be a vector. It has to be SVG, something vector graphic. And that means I didn't add this to the screen. I've been pointing to it. What that means is it's done by plots and points. Now these images here are it's a raster image. So what that means is it's a bunch of dots. You know, if you zoom in, you can see that it's just a bunch of little tiny dots. Pixels, that's what they're called. So I opened up Photoshop, and there are other graphics programs, but I've been using Photoshop for all this time. And even in dire financial straits, I'm like, yeah, I got to stick with Photoshop. So you can see here her sketch. You can see the sketches, and then you can see where she drew a marker on there. And in her notes, she said, ignore the reds. It was just for reference. And again, since this is a photograph, not a flat scan and not a digital thing, there was a little bit off with the perspective. Not a huge thing. It was something I noticed a little bit later. So in her notes, she's like, I like the left side of the arms up. And then in the image she sent, it was only like half of the arms out person. So first thing I did was, there you go, is I traced it. I modified this image here. I'll make a background copy there. And then I'll go to layer, image levels, right? And I know I'm going to use the Illustrator tool of a live trace. And what that does is that'll make it outlined. So I use this levels thing to make the whites pop harder, right? So now there's a little bit more contrast. I could use the contrast tool, brightness, contrast, but what that's going to do is that's going to make all this stuff brighter too. And that's not exactly what I want. So you can see where the peak is here. And some of the trick is to make this part here where the peak is. I had no idea what that actually means. Clip Studio for digital art. A scalable vector. Thank you. Scalable. I've got the chat on the other window because I'm looking at this screen. So that made that. And then I went in, and then what I did, and I'm not going to do it now, is I erased all the white and I tried to clean it up. So this is still, if you look at it on this level here, if you still look at it, these are still the original marker pixels. But you can see I cleaned everything up, and I went in with an eraser, just made it as tidy as possible. Then I saved it as a PSD, a Photoshop file. And then I went to the next program. Now I can back into this window. I can see. So what software? Trello, scalable vector graphics. Thank you. I can never freaking remember that. Clip Studio Paint. I'm not familiar with that one. And Inkscape is another one that people use, and that kind of thing. So yeah. Interesting. You've gotten smarter since then. Inkscape. So that's the problem. I grew up with the Adobe Creative Suite software since like Photoshop 3, literally 3.0. And now it's infinity. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it's been over 25 years of me using Photoshop. It's hard for me to not of the Illustrator suite. But Photoshop is great and all, but have you explored Illustrator? This is one of my favorite programs. Why? It's still there. It should be. I'll just share the entire screen. Okay, it's going to get messy for a second. Infinity. Boop. All right, now you can see. All right, here we go. This is that photo that I edited in Illustrator or in Photoshop. And now I've brought it into Illustrator. And then check this out. No, actually, I think this is the original graphic, but I brought the Photoshop file into Illustrator. Let me see, it's lines. This is the clean one. Boop. So I brought it in, doing the old dragger droppers, and it scanned it in. So this is still, even though it looks kind of cool, this is still a dot image. And you can even see the parts that I didn't erase just because they weren't in the spectrum. So now check this. You can use this magic tool in Illustrator known as boop, live image trace. And I used line art. I could use black and white logo. But for this, I wanted line art because I wanted these to be good. So now I'm looking at the comments on my phone. Adobe Creative Suite used to be the GOAT, but now it's bad and wrong. Yeah, I'm annoyed at how I have to keep paying for it. Back when you were learning graphic design, I know, right? It was so handy, right? It was so handy. Oh no! Hold on. This is my bad. Hold on. I think I kind of fixed it. I was trying to read the comments on my phone, and I tapped the mute button that I had on, and then it wouldn't unmute, and then it wouldn't remute. So let me try this again. And then it wouldn't remute. So let me try this again. Muted it. I got it. All right. Where were we? We were here in the Illustrator. Yes. And now, if you look carefully, look at that. I zoom in, and it's a line. It's a straight up line. And no matter how big or small I make it, it's always gonna be a line, which is why I like vectors. This is why I like Illustrator, because I do a lot of the work in here. So I already did the detail line tracing of the arms outstretched deity. This is the original photo. And then she said she liked the this side, and I only kind of half adjusted the one side. So I go in and I zoom in, and you can see the sketch here, and you can see, here we go. Let me go to layers, clean that up a little bit because I don't want to be targeting that. I want to be on this layer here. So you can see the line. Now, I've been using these vector programs for so long that I am pretty comfortable with editing the lines here. So you can see here, this is like a kind of an unaesthetic bump. What is that bump? That bump ain't pretty. That bump doesn't match her line. Let me target here and kind of look at what this line is doing. So we've got this point here, this point here, this point here, and then what is this? So I select the delete a point line. Boop, that line is gone. And now it matches up a little bit better. But I kind of want it, so you see there's a little bit of a lumpy in that curve. I want to kind of clean that curve up a bit. Make it a little tidier. Okay, if I move this down a little bit. And this is what I spend hours doing. So you can see there's a little lump there. I'm not happy with that. But if I move this a little bit this way, kind of stretch it out a little bit. I spent hours doing this. Don't judge me. You don't judge me. You guys understand. But this is how you get the graphics looking good. Because if I don't do this work now, when it gets cut, it's going to have this funky edge. And ain't nobody want a funky edge. Nobody. Okay, now I got the chat back up. Let's have a look. Boop. Oh no, I broke it. Oh, yes. Okay, so it's working now. The original, you took college class. Oh, yes, yeah, vector graphics for the win. It does take a million. So this is what's happening here. And then what I'm going to do, because now I got my girl perfect. I got her perfect. Well, I got her half perfect. One half of her is pretty good. And then I am going to, this mouse is not a great mouse. I've been using the track thing here. So I made a copy of her here. Oh, and then this artboard is 12 by 12, which is the size of the wood that I'm going to be cutting. So I did that so that I can kind of get an idea of how much, what the layout's going to look like. So I already made a copy of her here. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's have a look at my girl. I want to cut her in half. So I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work. Cut her in half and then replicate it and then join the ends. I don't know if that's great, but I mean, it is. It is what it is. What it is. And let's go look at some of the tools for Pathfinder. Dismiss. This is the one thing I do not like about this new bidness. What do they call it? It's got all these pop-ups, whatever. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm busted. That's phrasing. Okay, so I hit slice. Let's see what it did there. Ungroup, object, ungroup. I just watched Wicked. Look at that. Delete. Watch this. Delete. Gone. Delete. Yeet. Now the question is, I have this line here. And then you hit object, transform, reflect, make a copy. Boop. Beep, 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 beep. And then zoom your ass in so that this is one line. And then let's see if it'll let me weld it. Me, it gets so pissy sometimes. I haven't figured out. Unite! No overlapping paths. What is this, bish? That's an overlapping path. I'm using my eyes. I want it to be one. So I can see right now, right here, that I'm going to need to fix this bottom of her hand right there. So here's what I'm going to do. I have kind of fallen in love with this eraser tool. I see what I did wrong. Okay. I know what I did wrong. Okay. Yeah, I was trying something a little different. I was hoping it would work. I was wrong. The life of an artist. How am I going to do this? I want to cut her in half and then join the two halves. Ooh, I have another idea. Let's reverse her. Let's flip her. Reflect. Okay. So now I have one half of that and then one half of that. This is the part that takes a million years, and I was hoping that this should have finished testing before, but I wanted to get ready for the show. So there you can see, you can kind of see. I wonder if I weld it together. I like her little fin tail. There's a way to do it like mirror or something. Yeah, I know. I had a conversation today was basically nothing but verbal typos and innuendos. I had some verbal flops myself today. I don't even want to share. They were pretty bad. Except for the part where I'm pretty sure that one woman thought I was drunk. So let's see. Let's see what happens if I use my eraser now. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Bloop. Yeah, it's going to do that. I don't want to do that. How did I do this earlier? Oh, I've got an idea. Let's see how slice works. I have a tool for that. I have a tool for that. There's a lot of tools. There's a lot of tools. Object. There it is, right down there. Oh no. It should be like some sort of scissors. Object. Path. No, I want to cut something. No. So I thought about making this in what is Mad High on Creative Life? That's true. I do spend a lot of my time thinking about making things and arting and being that person. And if I just start with the eraser, it's going to piss me off. Look at that. Huh. Okay. Okay, no, this is wrong. This is so wrong. You get to witness the horror of my life right now. Okay. All right. Mistakes were made. But that's what the Control Z is all about, right? Huh? All right. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So we're going to go back to this original cunning plan. Slice and dice. Because I feel like that was like the closest out of all of the processes is these. Okay. And then splice, divide, and then ungroup. And then I sing it to myself, ungroup, because I got to have the thing selected. Ungroup. Undo button. Phil that cuts in half, copy, I think Phil. You're brilliant. You're brilliant. Thank you. VLF. FTW. That means for the win. You're my friggin' girl. Watch this. Switch. Oh, wait. That was the uncool side. Marp. God. Dude. Why am I not always working with live audience and helping me? Object, transform, reflect, and make a copy. And then I'm gonna merge you two together. I'm gonna zoom in super tight. Gonna zoom in super tight and get it pixel perfect. So there's no white line in the middle. Boom. And guess what? What was that? Merge. BLF, you win. Oh my gosh. And then, oh my God. Yeah. Hey, Mab, why don't you do things the hard way? Oh, I don't know. That was awesome. And it looks a lot better too than I thought it would. I thought that she would have like a little bit more of a mermaidy tail, but she do not. Let me zoom in, kind of clean that up, make it pixel perfect because she's got a little tiny dagger tail. So let's clean that up. You know why? Because lasers don't friggin' care. And there's probably 2 dots down there. What? Anchor. Yeah. Anchor. There it is. Handles. I just got to get it off of there's like 5 anchors here. Come on. Oh my God, there really are. 1, 2. Okay. All right. I think I spotted all of the anchors. Let's start deleting. Okay, I think we have 1 anchor with a crazy handle. I'm not entirely sure it's only 1 because look at what it's doing there. That's kind of what just happened. Did I break it? I was zoomed in too much. Okay. All right. So, final step is what we call last looks. And then, we're doing actually pretty good on time. Last looks, my friend, and we will send her to the laser. All right, last looks. Let's have a look at that feet, because this is the part that I want to get pixel perfect. So I'm going to draw here, snap that, grab, yoink, and then, bollocks, because I'm going to have to round it out a little bit. All right. I love sexy curves. And I mean exactly what I am saying there. I love a sexy curve because they're made aerodynamic. And they're good for hugging and playing with. All right, this is getting there. Yeah, I all the time. I am always like, boo, boo, boo. Everything's gonna have a sound effect. Boo, boo, boo. So let's have a look. Kind of zoom a bit out. Oh yeah, that leg of the leg got a little funky. I don't know how that got so funky. How'd you get funky too? This is not the tracing I did. Pudge. I know what to do. Am I editing the right one? Yes, because this is the arm shape that she wanted. let's just reflect it again and then kind of match this other side. Okay, so that matched. Oh, bollocks. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Object transform reflect. Hugging and squeezing and loving, hugging and squeezing and loving. Boop. All right. Okay, so we know this line is right. Okay. And we know, let's get this all matched up. Here is right. There is right. All of this is right. Okay. So this lumpy bump here is not correct. So let's just start dragging points. Points. Points? No, because then that does that. See, this is what I was talking about earlier, where I think that it's not the right perspective, because when this side was over here, it was right? And this line here was much better, smoother. How am I going to do this? Maybe I'll just start with deleting another line. I don't like you. Look at that. That did some good. I don't like you either. Boom, done. Hey there. How you doing?
Sure.
No, I'm still working on the thing. Are you playing? So we've invented, while I work on this, and when I say we, I really think it was Magnus who invented. And invented this game called K-Run. And he's getting ready to play K-Run with the new kitty cat, whose name is Max. What I'm going to do, I guess I could bring it down to there. K-Run. It's where you throw a little piece of kibble down the hallway, and I swear to you that is not a euphemism. And the little kitty chases it and pounces on the single piece of kibble. It's really cute. Welcome back, VLF. I know it's kind of a slow night here, but I am almost there. Almost there. I better zoom in. Almost there. Yeah, that's a much better line. That is not the good line. So here's the line. Bring that in. Get me a better line. And I do like symmetry. So the fact that there is the anchor point is in the wrong spot. So maybe if I do it like that and get you that level of symmetry. Let's see. Okay. That's a little by little. I mean, that's a lot better. It's a better curve. Look at the shape of her. Let me turn off this thing here. And I think we might be there. The last thing I need to do is add the little holes for the hanging and the ornaments and whatnot. So here we go. We got my girl. Actually, there was one other thing. The size requirements of this was, I already matched up the size requirements of that. So she wanted this, and I don't want it aspect ratio. She wanted it 7 inches tall. And I don't know how wide, but I'm going to say if I maintain the aspect ratio of 7 inches tall, and that's 7 inches, it doesn't seem so small. But again, I'm zoomed in. So if I maintain this aspect ratio, get her 7 inches, and that's how wide. Well, that's lovely. Okay. All right. And so now I'll delete that guide. Boop. We're almost done. Let's let's get it fitting in here a little better. Boop boop boop. Boop boop boop. Look at that. 1, 2. And I have an idea for 3. I think I can get all. No, I don't think I could get a. You think I could? No. Okay. Yep. So. Oh, you think it said 8? Oh shit. Let me check. Check the comments. Boop. Mirror, mirror. You thought it said 8. Let me. Why are you no work, mouse? That mouse is being stubborn AF. Where's that sketch? Ah, thank you. This one was 7 inches. Thank you. Wow. 8.5 long. Okay, so I'll just delete that one. I'll delete that one. So that's, and then 8.5. Thank you so much. I would have figured it out. Ipso facto. 3 boards later. So let's go here. Maintain aspect ratio. And then just make her 8 feet and 8 inches, 8 feet. Wow, that would be awesome. Okay. Boop. Thank you so much, Sir David Percival. Okay, so it looks like I can only get 2 of the deity of the arms up. Okay. So let me adjust the stroke on this. I knew it was thicker than it should have been. I don't know why I went with 2. I did that before. So the final step will be, because this will be pretty easy, is going to be adding the old circle dots. And you can make them like that. And like that. And let's have a look at the size. So this circle dot is, wow, not even half, a little bit, not even half an inch. So, let's see. For structural thing, I'll start with this small size and see if I can get away with it. I mean, lasers, meh, they don't freaking care. All right, so there's 1. You are the master dot. Phrasing, yes, I know. Thanks, VLF. Sometimes. I don't know, man. My brain's just not been the optimal brain thing recently. My brain's been like, hey, girl, what's up? What you doing? And I've been like, I've actually said more than I would like care to admit. All right. At least I was observant enough to remember to use the original master dot for that. And then what I'm going to do is delete, make a group and copy. You're a group now. That way Your aspect ratio will be maintained. Oh, wait, I think I need one more dot. Don't talk to me about details. Might be. That will definitely snap. Yeah. Okay. Now I will make a group of you. Not you. You're a group now. You're a group now. Get your group on. Get your group. What just happened? I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. All right. Hello, darling. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And you're a girl. I'll always make copies of things. Copy. I know. Oh, yeah, buffering issues. That's what I'm going to start calling it. That's brilliant. Thank you. There's my dot. Hey, girl. Buffering issues. I think this is one of those things. Somebody was telling me it's an old age thing. Like they call it CRS. Can't remember shit. I said something. I was talking to somebody today. Oh no, I can't tell that joke. That would cross a line. I got called out for not yeah. I don't know how to talk sometimes. I forget how to people pretty regularly. Almost done. And your feet. See, I'm not happy with the bottom there. It doesn't look straight. But it's gotta be straight. I know what I just did. Oops. Also, I'm almost there. And then we get to play with the laser. See how I'm going straight down? I feel like, I guess it is. See, this is the hazards of, it's not perfectly straight. That's straight. Okay. Okay, so there she is. I'm going to group those, which I think is Control G. And boop. And I'm going to hide this layer here. And I will export this as an SVG. Oh my gosh. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, holy crap. I was really expecting to be able to get to the laser. And it's like, it's 8:50. Like, I spent half an hour dicking around with like teeny tiny little freaking dots. All right. So there it is. That's the thing I'm going to cut my prototype for tonight. And unfortunately, because of time being what it is, I am not going to get to show you the cutout version. Boo his boo. Boo his boo. Jenny Davies Razor, gonna export you as an SVG using an artboard. Boom, diada, boom, diada. Now, okay, and I'm back to StreamYard. Okay, old is not a bad word. Buffering. Oh, when Buffy had to, well, even worse say, oh gosh. Huh, throw the kitty on the ground. No, don't throw the kitty on the ground. Throw the kibble. Did I say kitty? Aw, you guys are awesome. Mags. Magnet. Snores. Oh, yeah. You guys are awesome. You're just, it's true. I was like thinking exactly of you. I was waiting to hear the wisdom of Sally AE on outrunning death beating. Yeah, just see, this is me. I'm like, why did I say the D word? Okay. Would you like me to share one more final step that I'm going to be doing? Sharing my screen window. Yeah, I don't know why it does not just. We're going to do the entire screen again, and then I'm immediately going to hop over to, this is my laser program. So I already marked out the size of the board here. This is how big the board is. I'm connected to my laser. I have selected the material. I have already adjusted the height. And you just click that little button. It goes, little prong comes down, and then it like touches the wood. It goes, comes back, and then it goes over, and it says, okay, your material is only this far away from whatever. So pretty cool. And then I'm going to go, you're guys seeing all the other projects I'm working on. This one. And I'm going to grab an SVG. Boop. And there she blows. Let's have a look. Does it fit in the area I was going to cut? It does. So the wood's already there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ungroup this. Because these here, and I don't want to get that either. Those are a little close to the edge, so I would rather them not be there. Okay, that's a little bit better. So that gives me a little bit of buffer on all sides. Okay. So the next and final step is going to be process. And this is what's going to take for friggin', I'm not sure. Oh, 1 minute and 38 seconds. What? Let me go back and just make sure that it's set to, well, okay. So it was set to score when it should be set to cut. And let's see how long that's going to take now. Okay, 4 minutes. So let me kick that off. And I say, all right. Is the door? Yeah, the window's open. So give me just 1 second. And I've got to go and close the lid so that it'll do the thing without blowing up. All right. And don't blow, don't blow, don't blow. Closing the lid, I'm closing the lid. And then I'm going to hit go, and then I'm going to have to let it press a button, and then it'll be going and doing its thing. Very exciting. It's going to take 4 whole friggin' minutes. to stop sharing and come and hang out with you guys. So thanks for hanging out with me while I I'm too old to be young and too young to be old. So god darn true. I want to say thank you guys so much for sticking around with me while I worked on this project. You can kind of see how, sometimes these things, they just take a little bit of time, and it's all about the attention to detail, and it's, doing stuff and then doing it. How long does it take my X tool to cut? Oh, you're thinking about an X tool. It cuts at a good rate, and it depends on the power of the module I have. So it comes in a 20 watt, comes in a 40 watt, and then the 2 infrared laser. So I have a 40 watt, and it cuts faster than a 20 watt, pretty obviously. There are other lasers that have more power and other features, and so it's a shop around kind of thing. I went with the X tool because it was super duper on sale and I was able to afford it. And it was at the same time, I bought my X tool at the same time Nina Lee bought a laser, another diode laser called We Create. And there are features that her laser has that I really like that mine doesn't have. And mine has features that I really like that hers doesn't have. So it's the classic shop at the F around. So, right, there you are. So anyways, guys, you wasted another hour hanging out and talking with me and watching me make a thing. And I can't wait to see how it turned out, to be perfectly honest. This is prototype 1. And I'm really excited. Yeah, you're looking between X tool and We Create. So here's what we're going to do. And I've been thinking about this for a little bit. I think I'm going to have Nina Lee on next month for Mab Labs, where we compare our lasers. And I go, can you do this? Or whatever. But I want to tell you, there's a new tool out right now that is a UV printer. And that thing, oh, you are so gosh darn sweet. BLF, again, your wordsmithing is beyond compare. Gosh darn it. Ugh. Has it been 4 minutes yet? Has it been 4 minutes? It's almost done. You guys, it's almost done. Okay, thanks so much for sticking around. I'm going to pull them out. I don't want to look at them because I will be looking at them at the same time. I could bring my camera over there and we'll see if it works, okay? Because it's you could be the whole like shaky. I'm sorry, the camera keeps zooming. I've got to fix that. Why? Dramatic zoom. It's still going. It's almost done. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's done. It's done. And the timer was accurate, which I always like. So let's, I'm going to bring the camera over there. It's going to be like an awkward, bumpy ride, but I'm going to bring it over with me. So hold on a second. Hi, everybody. We're going over to this side of the space and we're going to check it out now. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, guys. Hey, girl. Did you go all the way through? Oh, here's a trick that a friend of mine taught me. This is like that tacky stuff for like poster tack and stuff. If you want to see if it cut all the way through, I'm going to take the camera off here. And if you want to see, look at that. If it cut all the way through, you stick the little sticky tack there. And it shows you that it cut all the way through. Pretty gosh darn cool. All right. this. Hey, remember that time I was spending on all those little tiny details? Look how gorgeous this is. I know what this looks like now. I'm looking at it. I'm a little charred. I think, and I was looking at the preset. I was thinking it was probably a little bit too high, but the little hole came out pretty good. Wow. Wow. Look at this. And then, wow. This is exciting. And I got to say, this is my first time cutting with MDF. That's a medium density fiberboard. And it cuts very nicely. Look at these girls. Don't they look like gingerbread cookies? Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me here at Mab Labs. Wow, we made a thing. We made 5 things. So, wow, tune in. Okay, and then I have to now do the thing where I talk about, hey guys, we have shows all week here. And they look a little like that. Oh, hey, look, shows all week. We got one of those. And then this one. And then that one. And that one. This one. We got that. And there's a book. Check it out. There's that thing too. Hey, I do this, but that's not the right time. This is one of our sponsors. Yay, Kitty, yes. And then I did that. I made things. And then stickersdemand.art, and there's this thing, and I'm not sure, but I do know that we have a Twitch mod thing somewhere, and there's other things, and I don't even know. Oh, hey, look, guys, tabletop tees. Woohoo! All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and it was my delight to make things with you, and stay crafty. Stay crafty.